Hello everybody, welcome back to PadfootTD Games. I'm Zach, I'm the voice behind the icon. We're back here in American Truck Simulator. We're going to be going from Norfolk, South Carolina to Manchester, New Hampshire in a little bit of a roundabout way. We just finished our SK Modified time trials down at Myrtle Beach. Norfolk's the closest that we can get on the map, as you can see right here. And the only way that we're able to get up is to actually, since we customize our routes and not every city can be connected for some reason, the easiest way that we're going to be able to get there is to actually just manually put ourselves here on the map. It's a little bit out of RP, but it gets us to the destination that we desire. We are using, yet again, a custom skin for the trailer that we have made with our sponsor Ford Racing on the side. Of course, we are Starline Racing. We are using a beautiful mod here. This is the Kenworth 900. This is the Big Bob edition that you can find on American Trucks ATS mods, almost anywhere. It's a fantastic truck. We'll show you around the inside really quick. I've decided to go with the full blue. Of course, you got Pac-Man sitting right there. We went with the full blue interior, beautiful seats. What I personally love about this, when you flip on the lights, your dash lights are blue as well. It just comes out such a beautiful truck, so well detailed, and you know, being free is just amazing. You can customize anything around. Of course, we have Ella here in our passenger seat. What I also love about this truck is that she's so much further back. If you remember watching our other videos, she's so far forward that we can't see out our mirror, but this one's gonna work fine. So we got Ella on board. We are attached. I've already done the tug test. And we are ready to head up to New Hampshire. So sit back, relax, and thanks for being here. Turn on them flashers. Now I know definitely you're going to be able to hear the button box clicking over the microphone. This truck has a lot of power to it. That's something that's really hard to get used to. It's how much it just wants to get up and go. As well, a big challenge with this is that this is so long. As you can see, I'm just tapping the curb right there. The truck is so long, and then additions with the trailer makes you have to really rethink on how you take turns. Yet again, the thought is that the transmission is, I think it's an 18-speed. Should be done with a shifter. I don't have a shifter yet. I hope to in the future, just to bring that to life. I imagine shifting this thing would be beautiful. Yet again, the map mod that I'm using is Coast to Coast. I think it's version 2. I haven't updated yet. I know that there's an update out for it yet, but yet again, it's one of those things where it's working. I don't want it not to work. So there's a major update. Excuse me, sorry. It's early in the morning here up in New England. So kind of wake up with a raspy coffee kind of voice. Sorry. What's really nice about this add-on is there's a bridge that we're going to be going through that is a bridge and a tunnel all in one. So that the ships go over and the vehicles go under. You'll see that here in a little bit, but it's pretty famous. Now, I do know that I'm a little bit harder on the brakes than what's needed. I'm still working with the brake sensitivity. For each one of the trucks, it's been different. What's a good spot? So, you know, we're gonna find that sweet spot. Let's see, anybody coming this way? We got a window of opportunity. Just don't want to take anybody out. Down here, I'm gonna follow that truck, head towards the highway, the interstate, head up north. I did have somebody request what the air brake sounds like in this, and you'll be able to hear it on this run. It sounds really good. All the sounds that are in the rig are custom. So So obviously you got the really beautiful engine sound. You have, you know, 2 different horns that are quite loud, and it's pretty fantastic. Think about an exterior view. So it's all good. And again, I just can't get over the beauty of this truck, and that's why there's no custom paints on it. It was beautiful all on its own. There's just no reason for me to change it. Fits well with the trailer, and heck, with the SK modifieds, you know, first off, you probably won't have a trailer this big, but whatever can get you to the track, and then get you onto the track, that's all that matters. I'm gonna come on over into the left lane here. Ready to get on the highway. Not really needed there, but you got a good instance of what it sounds like. You gonna let us go? It's very nice of you. Thank you. This thing's climbing sound just sounds so good. Shift down. That's why I want to shift here. You can control what gear you're gonna be in. Then we get a pop like that. Also gives you a little bit more realism of a takeoff. This one's just skipping gears, and we're, you know, flying from 0 to 60 very fast. You know, at least with a shifter, you could make it a little bit more realistic. So right now, we're starting to go over that bridge that I mentioned. So it starts out as a bridge. Let's see, we have a ship over there. I believe that's the Queen Mary 2. Be a little lost because I believe that's not on her itinerary. And then it turns into a tunnel. Spooky quiet when there's no power to the engine, huh? So right now, the lake, or the river, I assume it's a lake, actually goes over the tunnel, which is just a feat of engineering all of its own. So the ships can actually go over the road instead of vice versa. Makes you wonder, though, what's cheaper to build, a tunnel or a bridge? You know, if you really think about how much a bridge costs, it's pretty ridiculous. So I assume a tunnel's no cheaper. Like I said, we are coming off of our run at Myrtle Beach. Last I checked, I did not check this morning before we hopped into the rig. We still were in first for that event. I will check here by the end of this stream, or by the end of this video, I should say, to see where we are in the standings. But yet again, leaving yesterday, knowing that we were in first, it's fantastic. So we'll tuck that into our belt. Take that as a victory as of right now. We won't really know until Tuesday anyways, and everybody else gets a chance to run. If we really have captured our victory or not. But you can head back to the shop with a smile on your face, so load up the truck and head up north. I've had a couple people ask me why I put the hub in Manchester, New Hampshire. That is because I was born and raised in New Hampshire. I currently live in Massachusetts for work, but it's the closest thing that I can get to home. And Manchester is about 2 hours from where I grew up. I grew up in the southwest border of New Hampshire, Vermont, and Massachusetts. So, you know, just a little bit of peace of home. If I ever had a chance to start a race team, I know Charlotte is the main hub. You know, you obviously have Furniture Row that's out Denver, but I would probably stay in New England. And I know that gets hazardous when it comes to the winter months, etc., getting things prepped and not freezing. But it's where home is. So I figured if I'm going to make a race hub where I'm going to be bringing these trucks in and out of, that's where it's going to be. Of course, we kind of get the bum rap. We're putting a lot of miles on these trucks just to get to any of the races. You know, when you're in Charlotte, a lot of the racetracks are pretty close distance to you compared to coming all the way back up to New Hampshire. We're going to flip off cruise control. I think we're going to have to back it off and get in behind. Will you let us over? I know, this is kind of a dick move, but... And then, of course, he's going into the left lane. Gotta love it. Exactly as AI does. Gotta get onto the main highway here. No traffic this morning, that's how I like to see it. Prefer to cruise in the second lane. Depending on, if I'm going across country, I usually will stick in the third lane. There's so much times where I'm just not going to be getting off, or might as well just stick there. Alright, so I was talking about how much miles we put on. So in this truck alone, just the SK Modifieds, in the 9 weeks that the series has been going, all except one race where I was not able to drive the truck to the track, or at least to the state, we have 10,000 miles on here. The truck that's pulling the K&N series car that we have has, I think, 19,000 miles on it, just because we've had to go out numerous times to the West Coast. So racking up those miles, it's kind of interesting to see how many miles we put on. The distance are semi-accurate, they're not 100% accurate, but still, I love the mod. It's a bummer that from time to time, like right now, there's nothing to look around to, you know, but being able to travel the country in some long highway driving, something that we don't have in American Truck Simulator yet, so I can really enjoy this kind of drive. But thank you for whoever might be turning in. I do have the chat on my phone on the side today, after yesterday's fumble of accidentally leaving up the main icon with the logo. Had to redo a video twice, was not overly happy about that. But thank you for being here. I hope you enjoy. I hope I can keep some good enough commentary to keep you around. For those of you who might be watching on YouTube, I thank you as well. I am still trying to figure out what exactly we want to put on the channel and when. When I do record the episodes, I'll probably stream them on Twitch, and then they'll probably just be uploaded to YouTube afterwards. Yet again, this is not something I plan to do as a full-time job. This is just when I decide to sit down and play a simulator or play iRacing. I figured I'd stream it, make a video out of it, and share it with somebody. You know, even if one person watches it, give somebody an insight into what the world of a customized American Truck Simulator is, as well as enjoying iRacing. So I thank you all for being here with us. I crammed all of our time trials into one day yesterday, 5 of them, excuse me, and I was starting so bad afterwards I just could not record the return trip, and I wanted to get into editing videos, so I thank you for whoever may have come onto the trip. Hello in the chat. See you there. What's up, brother? Just taking a long haul up the coast. Of course, the driver may be well rested, but I did not get a lot of sleep last night, just with the fact of we had a show last night. It's the second of 3. I'm technical director at the theater program, so I run the shows, so getting home pretty late. Got up this morning early just to be able to record this, maybe do some editing before I have to head out and, you know, interact with society. Coming up and passing Washington now. Slow down for this corner. Like I was saying the other day in the stream, the trailer that I'm pulling, the Featherlite, very well made to the point where there's a lot of balance to it. It does not take a lot to actually tip this trailer over. So, you know, when it's kind of a quick turn like that, just want to make sure we slow down for it. Speed's changed down to 65. Yet again, that clicking you're hearing is button box that I've made myself for American Truck Sim. It's got 5 switches on it, 5 buttons and 2 pulls, ranging from the trailer brake, the emergency brake, lights, horn, windshield wiper, the enter button, F3, high beams, flashers, cruise, and ignition, just to be able to have that little bit of something in your hand instead of clicking a keyboard. So that's the clicking you can hear in the background. Having trouble sitting here on the road, just trying to move my phone away from the button box so there's no sort of interference. It's a beautiful day for a drive. The clouds look fantastic. It's much better than the weather that's outside. Currently, up here in New England, we've got a pretty gloomy day. It's supposed to rain all day, so I was hoping to get some yard work done, but that's going to be completely out the window. Good day to stay put and drive from point A to point B. I've always been a really big fan of, big rig kind of. Something going on up here. Let's get over into this lane quickly. I wish they'd give us a little bit more warning about the roadside incidents. I love that they're in the game. They add a whole nother level of realism. It's just kind of gets aggravating when you have 2.2 seconds to react. But yeah, I've been a big fan of truck sim games since Hard Truck 2 years and years and years ago. I took a break from it, obviously, growing up, college, etc. You kind of drift away, and once I had a job and we had a house, I was more determined to get back into it. It's a passion of mine. I have no interest really in driving big rigs in real life. I'm happy with what my job is, but the option is always there. Just the open road, the big trucks, I would love to say making your own schedule, but at the same time, you're not exactly making your own schedule now, are you? For those of you who may be watching, because I can see the chat, but I can't see how many people are viewing. For those of you who are watching Twitch, they're obviously in the archives, but I edit them and put them up onto YouTube, which is PadfootTD Games. So it's PadfootTD is one word, space games on YouTube. That's where we put all the streams once they've been edited and cut out some of the boring stuff and pop them up there if anybody might want to. If you've missed one and you want a better format, they're out there on YouTube. As well, if you're watching on YouTube, almost all the videos that will end up being on YouTube are first streamed on Twitch while I'm recording them, and that's PadfootTD Games on Twitch. Just in case you're wondering. Let's see, I know we just passed, we got about 10 more hours. It's actually a little bit less than that because we're going to New Hampshire and the GPS thinks our final destination is Portland, Maine. Yeah, I hear you there. Just over in the chat, there's a lot of douchebags on the road. Yeah, that is the one thing that keeps me from becoming a trucker if I was to lose this job. I watch, I think his name's Trucker Josh, does a lot of vlogs. It's hard to find a trucker who's consistent with vlogs, but he does one a day. He's from Canada, and just watching some of his stuff, and he's not even like on the East Coast. East Coast effort is really bad for trying to drive, but there's so many douchebags, and I see it on the road. I drive a lot sometimes for work, and you can see all the time just douchebags cutting in front of trucks, or not even caring they're there, or getting too close behind them. Like, they don't care that they could literally die. And I don't think anybody, there's a handful of jobs, but I don't think anybody should have to go to work worrying about getting into a car accident that could kill somebody, or potentially kill themselves. You know, I watched a trucking documentary where it's just this one driver. He wasn't making a lot of money anyway, so he said, I feel like every day I'm risking my life, because he was on the East Coast corridor and he's doing a lot of highway driving. He said, I'm just so worried that somebody's going to pull in front of me and I'm going to kill a family because somebody couldn't wait, or I'm going to die. He says every time he gets behind the wheel, he's so afraid of getting in an accident, and that's part of it. I don't know. I don't think I handle anger well, so I feel like I'd have a lot of road rage if I was really behind the wheel of one of these things. Actually, known friends, family members who've been day truckers over here on the East Coast. I knew one who would go out to Martha's Vineyard all the time via ferry, and he said it was such a pain because nowhere is built for a truck out there. So once he was on the island, he would a lot of times have to unload somewhere and then carry it by dolly like up the street. It was pretty crazy. City view over there. Like I said, with this mod, depending on what state you're in, depends on how much there is to look at. Florida is completely detailed, which has been very nice. Whenever we get down there to New Smyrna or Daytona, or Miami, of course. There's a couple other. Iowa 80 is in here. That really big truck stop that's out there. That's actually in this mod. I highly recommend it for anybody who wants more than just a couple states that right now SES is provided. Well, provided. You gotta buy them. But Oregon looks like it's coming along pretty well. I'm excited for that. I don't think we're gonna buy Oregon until Washington comes out, just so I can have that whole West Coast piece there. Right now I am using the racing wheel, which is a Thrustmaster. It's a very reliable wheel, but when I'm driving something this big, when there's so much weight to it, especially with the force feedback, I really wish I had a larger wheel. Jeff Fabiano actually has a wheel. I can't remember what company it's from, but he has a rally wheel on it. So it's a full-size rally wheel that's on it, just to give it a little bit more, because the Thrustmaster is like a little cartoony video game wheel. I'd prefer something a little bit bigger, a little bit more to grip onto. But hey, if anybody's looking for a starter wheel, this is definitely the one. Just got a text, I just want to see that. Don't text and drive. Okay. Just the missus trying to keep the dogs at bay. Just in the way that the house is set up, my office is right next to our bedroom. So if she was to let them out, it's their first time kind of being up and at them this morning, it would sound like a hurricane running through the house. Wish I was a little bit better at driving out of cab. In this view, just to see some beautiful shots, but with all the traffic, I'm too afraid I'm going to take somebody out, so we might do that when we get a little bit closer to Manchester. Traveling up to 95 right now. Really nice US Express trailer. I have a whole bunch of mods installed into this game and a couple edits done, obviously, with my custom trailers and trucks. But yet again, if you're looking for realism, just check out the Steam Workshop. That's a really good place to start. Highly recommend getting real logos on the side of things, you know, like that little FedEx band back there. Makes it a little bit more realistic, puts you in the world. Okay, you're gonna go off in time. looks like it's going to be slow up here, so let's see if we can get back up to speed. We might have to get into that left lane. Kind of chug. Yet again, shifter, I would have just shifted down a little bit, but what are you going to do? Like I said before, I'm trying to keep driving as realistic as possible. The problem with this mod is that, and I think it's true with some of the the roads in the actual game, is there's just a lot of quick turns my way. Are you heading over? Awesome. Because I'm speeding. It sounds really good driving by. And we're in New York. One step closer to home. If anybody likes following NASCAR and with trucking, there's a channel. I wish I could remember what it's called. I'll try to bring it up for the next stream. Of the driver who drives for Matt DiBenedetto. He's the truck driver for that team, for their hauler. I follow him. He does live streams and videos of pulling into the tracks, etc., and getting there. So they're quite awesome to watch to get a little insight. If you're like me, who likes racing and big trucks. So that's a great thing to follow. It's like lefty loosey, righty tighty, but I feel like there's like a number in between. And Connecticut welcomes us. We're here in Connecticut now. This is actually where my wife is from. She was born in the same exact hospital as me, oddly enough, just 3 years later. 3 years, 20 days later. She was born in the same exact hospital, lived in Vermont a little bit, and then moved down to Connecticut. She happened to come up to New Hampshire for college, which is where we met, and the rest is history. I do reference her as the Mrs. We haven't talked about if she'd like her name mentioned out yet. I know it's going to come up because we do plan to do some vlogs from New Hampshire Motor Speedway, Dover Downs Speedway, as well as our local home tracks that are around, which is Claremont Speedway and Monadnock Speedway. Hope to bring just a little bit more content to the channel. Really trying to figure out what Twitch is all about. I've done very little with Twitch, besides watching Jacksepticeye and Jeff Fabiano and Markiplier on here. Let's see, for some highway driving, we're in Connecticut. This is what I like to see. Instead of just the barren hills, we at least have some trees. This feels more like upstate New York, but you know what? Beggars can't be choosers, you know what I mean? .08 p.m. Sun's going down a little bit. Probably arrive after dark, so you can see that nice dashboard in action here. Whoever might be just chiming in, my name is Zach. I'm the voice behind the icon. I am partially deaf, so I always have a service dog with me. Her name is Ella. She is a 1-year-old German Shepherd. I've had service dogs since 2013, and unforeseen circumstances actually have it, so we have a puppy right now. My last service dog, Belle, passed away very unexpectedly at the age of 3 last year, so we kind of had to scramble to find somebody who can fulfill our collar. But Ella's with me 24/7 right now. She's sleeping, and I didn't want to wake her up coming here. She'll just crash into the microphone the whole time. But that's why for every rig there's always a dog sitting next to me, and that almost looks like Ella. And when I'm not online, that screen that just shows up that says offline, that's her sleeping as a puppy. She'll be in some videos, she'll be in some vlogs coming up, so look forward to seeing the puppy. It's funny, having the dog with me 24/7, for obviously making sure I stay safe, is very interesting when it comes to what I do for work. I work at a boarding school. So, you know, I have 9th to 12th graders, and I have people, I'm pretty sure, just taking my classes just to be able to be with the dog. Which is funny, but that's okay by me. Phone's blowing up here. Phone call. I don't know who you are. leave a message if you need to. Here's the thing. Don't text and drive, especially in American Truck Simulator. The sensitivity of this wheel, you're just all over the place. It's actually why I always have at least one thing hanging in each truck. You can see how badly I'm driving. That little tree up there, the black ice one, that's letting me know I'm not doing too good. And again, if anybody has any suggestions on what they'd like to see, like I said, this isn't really a job for me, this is more of a hobby, so, you know, I will be posting videos that I want to make with the stuff that I'm already doing. But if anybody has any ideas of what they might want to see, something they might want to bring to the channel or bring to Twitch, leave it in the comments below, or, you know, just let me know, reach out. That's fine. Verizon's calling me. Always open to suggestions. You know, with the videos that I already plan to make, I'm always willing to try to get that in there. Being a teacher, I will have some free time coming up here in the summer to, you know, create. Rhode Island welcomes us. It's interesting, depending on what road you take into Rhode Island on this map, it comes and goes in like one frame. It's pretty fantastic. It's just hilarious. Like I said, we are pulling our SK modified trailer. We are Starline Racing. You know, we slapped a couple sponsors on the side that we enjoy. The main one that is on the car is Ford Racing. You're seeing those time trials. Just a little bit better. That's how good that sounds out here. One thing that I have noticed that SCS has done really well with the game is they're getting a lot better with ambient noises outside the truck or within the truck. This particular model is actually very loud, so it's hard to hear the outside, but just hearing traffic going by and the different sounds, the tires, everything, it's been pretty nice. And that's only what I can hear. You know, I don't hear as much as normal people with good hearing do. So I bet there must be some really good sounds that are in here. Let's go over here. Let's let this guy in. Come on over. Oh, you're just gonna get on to get off? Okay, bye. Well, we tried. Don't see anybody coming up, so let's crawl back over here into our slow lane. Just control ourselves at 55 right now. Let's pull through Providence, one step closer to home. Bring up that speed. I do realize that I probably use cruise control in a real driver. I use it a lot more. It just helps. Trying to keep, you know, there's really no pressure behind the pedals. Trying to keep a constant speed is a little bit more difficult. So we cruise control it up. Let's slow down for this tight turn. Whoa. You can see that little tree hanging there. Just do it manually for now. Getting dark, so we're gonna turn on some lights. Ooh, okay. I hate that when it turns into 3 lanes. They just almost come to a stop to then be able to pull into that lane. So turn on some lights. There's that beautiful blue. Oh, for some reason our high beams are on. Let's get that off. Again, this beautiful blue is what helped settle me on this truck and why I didn't want to do any changes. I highly recommend it. It's a beautiful truck. Lots and lots of customization. I have the extra long chassis, as well as custom lights in the back, custom power unit in the back. Of course, everything that's here on the inside, but lots of customization. It's beautiful. Highly recommend it. Alright, so this is for 3 hours from Maine, so we're getting much closer. Sleep's getting pretty up there, so probably when we're pulling into Manchester, you know, we'll probably start hearing the yawns. So as long as we don't doze off, we'll be fine. And the problem is on 95, here with this map extension, there's not a lot of truck stops, so you'd have to pull into certain cities for gas or to sleep. So yeah, that's kind of a bummer. But like 80 heading out to the west coast, they're all over the place. So it all depends where you're heading. I haven't gone down 95 past Delaware for a long time, so I can't tell you what's out there. But we do take 95 down to Dover every year, Dover, Delaware, for the race in the fall. We bring a, I think it's like 36 or 40 foot camper down, which is the closest that I'll probably come to driving a big rig. It's big and bulky and old, but we love it. A little bit more brake in there. Also, for anybody who's watching who likes what they see or you think you might like, give a follow. I'm very sporadic when I stream. I'm hoping to eventually have a schedule down that I might be able to keep to, but right now it's been very sporadic. So, you know, you can always give a follow if you choose. I always follow back if you produce content, just to be able to, you know, spread the love of American Truck Sim or iRacing or whatever we might be playing at the time. New Hampshire, welcome us. We are home. About cruise control at this point. Yet again, you'll see that the GPS is just trying to get us into a different location. It's trying to get us to Portland, Maine. When I attempted in the Speditor that I use to edit routes, just sometimes two connections won't meet, and it'll tell me that it's 21,000 kilometers away, and usually that'll just end up making your game crash. So try to stay away from that. So let's do some air brake down this hill. I know I could have been using that earlier, but I was already going so slow to figure out what exit I wanted to get off of. Let's pop out really quick. Let's just look at that at night. Looks really good. Alright, we got, I see a not in reverse. UPS truck coming this way. Nothing coming that way, so getting onto the highway, saw the reflection of their lights. Sorry for that snap back and forth. I don't have a track IR yet. So I have to kind of reset the view. Snaps back. I know that can make some people sick, so I apologize. Alright, this has always been a tricky turn, not to kill any of the vegetation. Also not to be a complete dick while taking this turn. Luckily there's nobody coming. 9:18 at night. There we go. Just check over there. A little bit on the curb. Damn. Hello, well-worn. Chat. I believe that's how you pronounce that. Looking down really quickly. Actually just about to pull in to complete this delivery here. I'm doing good. I hope you're doing well too. Now, early morning still up here And yes, I know I'm saying that at 9:41, but still feels early. Oop, don't go in there yet. Let's see. Yet again, extra long. Don't want to hit the fence. You're gonna clear it? No, I don't think so. Really quick, throw that in reverse. There we go. Not worth taking off a shiny fender. Turn on them flashers while coming in here. Now the all-importance of watching that fence. Alrighty, we're in. Oh, really? Nobody streams it? That's interesting. I haven't been able to look around the market that much for American Truck Sim. I'll be doing it up to 3 times a week. It might be all in one day, but, you know, fictionally get these cars where they need to go. Let's turn those flashers off. Let's set trailer brake. Thank you, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this ride. We got a lot more coming. Yet again, this is Zach behind the icon of PadfootTD Games, and I thank you so much. You can always give a follow, give us, or if this happens to be on YouTube, you can always subscribe for more content. We're trying to get content every day. So I thank you guys so much, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.